Alright. I'm just gonna kick back with some Animal Crossing for a bit. Bit of a late night thing. I just finished Silk Song, so my brain is like, still recovering from that a little bit. Nothing has changed here. I mean, it's only been one day, but the steps towards Blue Roses is getting there. I think this is kind of headed in that direction. Alright, let me get changed. But I was having a conversation about, like, the game suggestion thing. The ranked one list. I mean, maybe I should add, like, some of the retro games I kind of have. It's a bit of a aside. What I did, I went through what was up and coming that I wanted to check out, and also things recently in my Steam library that I was like, okay, I should check out. And also things that have been on the back burner for a while. This is totally like high school coach energy. We'll do high school coach. Oh, yeah, I guess because of all the flowers I have. I'm kind of glad I did finish Silk Song because now I know what would have happened. If I would have stopped, what would have happened is I would have finished it tomorrow and then I would have had to have stitched that onto the end of the video. There's something really I want. I think I got most of the blue clothing, to be honest. Alright, that's fine. I just had to check anyway. But as far as the backlog goes, the Ace Attorney series has been recommended. Because, so from what I've been told, it's another one of those games that, much like Yakuza, people think it's going to be up my alley, and it's another opportunity to do, like, stupid voices, because there are good guys and bad guys. So obviously the bad guys are going to get, like, the Australian voice. Like I did in Yakuza. You put in your votes. Okay, cool. Yeah. And if people like that stuff as well, then I know. I haven't done anything. I pretty much just watered the flowers today during lunch and that was it. Wait, oh my god. What I just did. See, this shows that the islands are actually mirrored, but I was heading to the campsite where it is on red. Hope I do the Astropod DLC. It's only 10 levels and the Christmas world would not be too bad. I mean, if it's about an hour's worth, sure. That's the thing, I got like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks until Yote, so I gotta fill it with something. It's just something that is pretty quick and self-contained. Maybe a few quick-fire things. I have a couple of weird things that I have been just saving. Much like the Mario Golf thing. I have a few things in my pocket. Just kinda, if I feel like it, I'll do it. I was seeing if the Mario Golf thing is getting any updates, and it doesn't appear like it will. Yeah, I mean, that stuff takes time, so maybe I'll check back in a few months. I need to see who the bubbles moved on to. Doesn't look like it's moved to him. But then again, sometimes it takes a minute. You know what the nice thing about these islands are is I can completely ignore Sahara for the most part. Because it's not like she's going to give me anything. Because I have to stick to a particular aesthetic, whether it's blue or red. It's unlikely she's going to give me anything. Would I do the story season game, or is it too similar to Animal Crossing? I have a lot of interest in that new story or season game because it's a remake of the DS game. I really liked the DS game. There's just one small problem with it, and that's the price is a bit steep. It's very steep. How much is it on Steam? I feel kind of conflicted because for the Switch 2, it's actually one of the few games where they haven't done the game keycard thing and have put the game on the cartridge. It's one of the few that has actually done it. So, I almost feel like supporting it on the Switch 2, but then on the Switch 2, it's like 100 and something. And then on Steam, it's $75. 75 bucks. Like, Donkey Kong Bonanza cost me 79 or 89. I can't remember. Physically. Is that what the deluxe? No, that's just the base. That's the base. And if I was to get it on Switch 2 and get a physical copy, it'd be like 100 and something, but I'd be supporting the practice of like doing real physical copies, which I think it might be a worthwhile stance. It's one of these ones that I think it needs to go on sale for me to get. But also, those games, they're a bit of a time sink. I don't think it's the right kind of game to play in a week and a half. Not whilst I still got this going on. I can identify those three. I have interest in it. It's just I don't think the price is. It's 2 things, 3 things, 4 things. Okay, let me list them. The price relative to Stardew Valley. like, I feel like Stardew has kind of spoiled me in that regard when it comes to those kind of games. It's like, it cannot be more than twice the price of Stardew Valley. It just can't. You know? This thing is 3 times the cost of Stardew. Iron frame, thank you. And then, you know, I paid $24 for Silk Song. And $74.95 is not that far away from like what Donkey Kong Bonanza cost me, and that game, I just don't think that a remake of Story of Seasons is worth that. That's all. That's subjective. It's up to me, right? But I just think it's way too steep. Given there are other games in this genre that are not as expensive. But it's confliction because I really liked the DS game. So me not getting it is mainly man, it's just the price of games. It's kind of nuts. They'll probably get to all those other ones as well. Like, they've been going around and remaking them. Wait. Iron frame? I made an iron shelf. Oh my god. I made an iron shelf. Yeah, Silk Song, that last boss really has ruined my brain. That's funny. What's the difference? Oh, I think I know. It's like those girders, right? I don't have enough Actually, that reminds me, I need to add the Judgment games to that list. I forgot to add the Judgment games. The Judgment games are set in the Yakuza universe, but different characters. I do have them. But those are more of a side. Yeah, I got them when they were on sale. They go on sale pretty regularly. When they do the franchise sale, they're usually there. On Steam, anyway. If I could read properly, you would have gotten this sooner. It's another sports type. Okay, well, this bear is basically plan B if I can't find a villager. With the Nook Miles I have, then... I mean, I need a bear. I was just kind of hoping for the other one, because otherwise it'll be multiple of the jock type. Yeah, I do want to split the personalities a bit more. Alright, anyway, that's set. I refuse to believe that I'm going to spend another 100,000 Nook miles and find nothing. That'll make it 300,000 total that I've just blown. Nice. Oh, something that, I don't know why this reminded me, but apparently Wendy's is opening in Australia. I'm not sure where. I don't think it'll be nearby to me, but it's starting. We don't have Wendy's. We used to have them, and then they shut down. Australians are very, very picky when it comes to fast food. The only American chains that have survived when they open in Australia are the ones that open and they have like a menu specific for us. The ones that close are the ones that just try to bring the American menu here. If Wendy's didn't survive the first time, what makes them think they'll survive this time? Because they've learnt that fact. It's like every single one of the chains, the ones that are still here, they adapted in time before they shut down. And from what I've read, like Wendy's is not going to be 100% the same as like it is in America. It's going to be an Australian version of it, basically. But McDonald's, to survive, they started the McCafe thing. KFC, to survive, changed their supply chain to be like chicken that they sell at the supermarkets and cook in a different kind of oil so it tastes better. Starbucks like expanded their menu as well to offer food that could compete with the cafes here. Taco Bell is going to change their menu as well, so it's like fresher ingredients and real ingredients. So pretty much I think Wendy's is going to do the same. Just adapting. Because we're snobs. To put it bluntly, we are pretty snobby. And you know what? I used to think that was bad, but now, given how much they charge... Oh, I don't want Lolly to move out, but I... Oh, okay, it's not Lolly. But they will have to eventually. Yeah. I mean, if it's nearby and the price is alright, I'll try it, depending on the menu. There's a YouTube channel that does deep dives on, like, Australian food. And food places. And how they're different to, like, their American counterparts, and... They do a good job. No cat? No. Oh, getting Mitzi. It's just... If there was a better red cat that was more, like, light in color, it would work. I think the one that definitely surprised me the most was, like, McDonald's here being a test bed for a lot of stuff. Like, if it survives here, it can survive anywhere. That's basically what they're going with. McDonald's went from having just coffee like a diner would, where it's in a pot, it's there, it's ready, to having people be trained baristas and making coffee that's really decent. In some cases, there are McDonald's that do more money in coffee and coffee adjacent food than the normal menu. I want to do the homemade Baja Blast thing again, but this time... This is the tweak I'm gonna do to it. I'm gonna buy the Powerade that comes in a powder that you mix in yourself. And then get soda water. So then it's two things that have carbonation being mixed together. As opposed to just Gatorade, which has no carbonation. And I bet with that, it would work. Add Malibu. I'm talking for like normal consumption. I'm not gonna add Malibu on a weekday. I mean, if I ever feel like getting spicy with the spicy water, sure. Interesting. I haven't seen the bubble over anyone's head yet. It should have moved. I was hitting Jeremiah on the head with a net all day yesterday, so... The Taco Bell in Vegas, you can add alcohol to the drinks. That's typical. That sounds cool, though. None of the restaurant... Well, why did I call it a restaurant? Like McDonald's or anything like that in the casino here have anything special about them. Other than that, they're open 24/7. sometimes they would be a stopping point on the way home when I used to live out in the suburbs. And because of the foot traffic, they were pretty decent. Can get married in the Taco Bell in Vegas too. Oh, I am aware of that fact. I am aware of that fact. Someone I know talked about that. Because she was obsessed with Taco Bell. More fast food places should sell alcohol. I mean, I bet they could. I bet it's just a licensing thing. They just don't want to do the license. It can be expensive. It's also brand image. Like, I bet McDonald's wants to be family friendly at the end of the day. Whereas in Taco Bell, I guess, is more of an adult one. Taco Bell here is in a spot where they're struggling. And it's just because they've kind of just opened a bunch of stores, and they're just doing the menu they do in America, except it's expensive because they're like, hey, you've heard of Taco Bell. You've heard of Americans talking about it. Come eat here. It's famous. And then the food's not good compared to the other competitors, which use real ingredients, and that's kind of what Australians prefer more in general. Did I tell you guys how I walked into one and walked out? I must have. I would have had to have told you guys about that. Food part of the street. Just don't get Taco Bell tomorrow. I know last time I was talking about pizza and multiple people got pizza. But I walked into one and I was like, okay, you know, much like the Starbucks and the Five Guys, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it just so I can talk about it on stream. So I walked in, I looked at the menu, and then I looked at the prices, and I was just like, nah. This is too much for what it is, and it's gonna use like that fake cheese, and it's just mincemeat, and it's, dude, why would I do this to myself? Literally 2 shops down is GYG, which is much better. You gotta go on the app, it's cheaper. I don't want the Taco Bell app. I don't want to be on their mailing list and be marketed to by a chain that I went in on as a joke. I went to GYG instead. And yep. Cheaper, better. And that's the problem with Taco Bell here in Australia. That's what they're experiencing. Let me put it this way, like, I talk shit about Starbucks constantly, how it's not real coffee, and I still went to Starbucks, and I said it wasn't priced well. How badly do you think Taco Bell would have had to have been priced for me to go, no? If I said yes to Starbucks and no to Taco Bell, you know something's wrong. Taco Bell used to be cheap. I mean, for you guys, yeah. For us, it's just being sold as a premium brand. It's like, yeah. They have this in America. It's popular. You guys should try it. They're selling the brand as opposed to the food. It was the same with they were kind of expecting what happened with Krispy Kreme, where people went crazy for it. But here's the thing, people went crazy for Krispy Kreme and then it just went off a cliff, and I think most of the Krispy Kreme have closed. There's very few now. You don't like Krispy Kreme? Do you want to hear something really funny? I've eaten Krispy Kreme a lot. Well, at least when it first opened, ate it a lot. Did not pay for it once. That's because I had a relative who worked at the first Krispy Kreme open, and because they couldn't sell the donuts, they just gave the donuts away. So that relative would come home with like 20 or so boxes, 20 dozen boxes of assorted donuts, and yep, the whole family was eating Krispy Kreme for a while. Now their presence is, I'm sure they have like a big factory somewhere, and now their presence is more in 7-Elevens more than anything else. You might find like a standalone Krispy Kreme store every now and then, but in general, most of them are gone now. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, their presence is no longer what it used to be. But when that store opened, people lined up. They camped out. It was people waiting a whole day in line to go try it. Meanwhile, I had tried it like a couple weeks prior. That was funny. I thought they were too sweet. I mean, the ones that I liked were the basic glaze, or they had this apple one that was pretty good. It was kind of like an apple pie feeling, and just a powdered sugar on top with cinnamon. That was good. It's just hype from America, and then you try it and it's kind of meh. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why companies try to do that. They open. I don't think there's been any American chain that has opened in like the last 30 years that has done well when they first got here. I think Five Guys is the only one that has, and that's because they opened one store. And they have been very, very slow at rolling out because they want to figure out like, okay, what do we need to sell to these Australians and at what price? I really don't want to plant a tree. There's a Nook Mile goal that's almost been reached. That'll probably give me like 3,000. And that's to sell the seashells. I think I need to sell like about 60 more and then it'll hit that goal. I think right now a lot of burger places are suffering, and that's just because of the price of beef being a bit expensive. And fish and chips as well. Like, man, I kind of had an urge to get some the other day, and then I kind of saw the price that they're at. Still decent for what it is, but it's gone up quite a bit. Everything is expensive, not chicken. I mean, chicken has increased in price, but not that much. You can still go to a butcher, get some portions, and have that feed you for a while. And as long as that remains the case, I'm pretty happy. And chicken has gone up quite a bit. Damn, that sucks. I think I know a little bit too much about chicken in Australia. That documentary, well, that video I watched on how KFC Australia operates, and it's something... the reason KFC Australia is so good is because of the logistics of chicken distribution here in the country. And that's why it remains cheap as well. Let's see avocado toast we eat. Man, I can't even eat bread. The bread that they sell at the supermarket, I swear they've added sugar to it. Why is chicken distribution so good over there? I mean, I haven't gone deep into the actual delivery, but more or less, the loose explanation is because the population is isolated among the coasts, the proximity to the farmland and what they have to deliver is not as wide as, say, the United States, where even though in terms of land mass they are similar, the time, well, the amount of land mass they need to cover with logistics is not as large because of population density. And so what that means when it comes to KFC, first of all, like, KFC doesn't own farms. They just rely on the same kind of logistics that supermarkets do when it comes to fresh chicken. And so KFC Australia, all the stores get their chicken the same way supermarkets do. So they don't have frozen or like pre-breaded stuff, and that's why it comes out good. But that same logistics chain it's like for everything. It's the same reason supermarkets benefit from it. I get the feeling it's you that wants to move out. It's kind of weird because I thought the same would apply to beef, but maybe beef has its own problems. I'm not sure. But beef has gotten quite expensive lately. Have my chips gone on sale? No. They've gone up in price again. It's not good because the only ones that have been on sale frequently are Pringles, and I don't know. Aside from a couple flavors, I think Pringles are kind of overrated for what they are. Time to start making homemade. I've heard that being said a few times, and it's almost to that point. I think the problem is the seasoning mix. You could do a basic sea salt one pretty easily, but if I want Sometimes I want like a basic crinkle cut cheese and onion, and I just don't know how I'm going to achieve that flavor on my own. It's one of those things that doing like a cheese and onion flavor on a small scale is more expensive than me just going out and getting a bag. I think that's the problem. There was a video that it's a dude that he's making a burger in his kitchen. You know, he's talking about all these ingredients he's getting. And then at some point in the video, it kind of clicks that he's making a Big Mac. And at the end of it, he lists all the ingredients and the prices. You know. And it's like, oh, or you can just go and get a Big Mac. I mean, granted, I think these days that it's probably better to make the Big Mac than to go buy one now, because it's effectively almost the same thing, which is kind of crazy. But like if you want to do a cheese powder, for example, to season some homemade potato chips with, you're gonna have to go get a block of cheese, dehydrate it, and it's just a multi-step thing that's gonna cost you so much money. Or you could just go get a bag of potato chips, even if they're badly priced. Yeah. But my favorite ones are chili ones. It's like salt and I don't know what kind of chili they use, but it's just that. The patty size probably makes it better than McDonald's. Yeah, well, it does. But I guess even still, the economics of it didn't really line up. It's like the effort. But I guess now it kind of does. It's hard to find the level of bad quality meat McDonald's used to make homemade Big Mac. I mean, here, it's not that bad, I guess, because there's rules they have to stick to. I think that's why I tend to lean towards chicken when it comes to fast food. It's because here, other than chicken nuggets, I understand chicken nuggets. It's mush. It's like, it's mush at the end of the day. But everything else, yeah, I mean, it's real chicken, most likely. Can't go wrong. With beef, there's quality. It's varying degrees of quality for sure. There's a wider spectrum in terms of quality. This has become another stream where I'm talking about like why chicken is objectively the best meat. Guess what? I didn't eat chicken today. I had a, like, burrito bowl, but there was no meat in it. It was just quickly throwing some rice, just, you know, the concept of what's in a burrito minus the meat. So on the topic of McDonald's, has McDonald's started rolling out the McArch where you are? I find this burger just fascinating. I wonder if their eventual plan is to just get rid of the Big Mac. You haven't seen that. Have I shown a picture of it? Hang on. It's pretty funny. They've done two things. Oh, sorry, it's the Big Arch. Oh, it doesn't matter. So, yeah. It's funny, man. It's just, you know, they're branding it as a completely new thing. They've made a couple of modifications. Okay, so the bread is slightly different. But this is shrinkage. This is like, okay, you know, we can't make the burger any more smaller or people are going to notice. How can we save money? How about we get rid of the middle piece of bread and just call it a new burger? These things cost the same amount of money, but you're getting less product, technically. That's pretty funny. And that's the thing, I would prefer that bread in the middle to not be there. I bet they're testing the waters to see if people accept it, and if they do, they'll probably just ditch the Big Mac. Oh, I should probably go to Harv's and see the art. I don't think I've seen it today. It was better meat than the Big Mac here. Huh. I mean, to be honest, I haven't tried it, so I can't really say. But how much better? I mean, I could do it as a curiosity, get it, and report back. The last time I went to McDonald's was to try those gnarly fries. The Vegemite shaker fries. Oh, that's not true. I had some nuggets. Nah, never mind. I had some nuggets. One late night. But other than that, it's very rare that I go there. It's just... I think the only times I go there is pretty much for chicken nuggets these days. Late night nuggets because I don't have my own. I've run out. Big Macs here use the same meat on regular hamburgers, but you think it was the meat used for quarter pounders. Right, okay. That makes sense. But is it better? Because here we have the other tier, which is the Angus tier. The Angus stuff is the stuff that's considered the good meat. Who was I working on getting a portrait of? I don't remember. What day is it tomorrow? Oh. It is Friday. I mean, Friday is usually the night that I get stuff. I've been watching Gachakuta. It's pretty good. Lala recommended that one, and it's a good watch. Maybe it's not better, but it's more. I mean, sometimes more is better. I always found the meat that they use in the Big Mac to be a little more leaner. I felt like the stuff in the quarter pounder could be a little greasy at times. But that might be because of the thickness, I don't know. Do you know what the problem I have with getting McDonald's? Out of hours. I mean, when it's like during the day. During the day, this is my problem. Is like the majority of the times where there is a McDonald's, there is a KFC pretty much right next to it. And so it's always like I start heading in that direction and I'm like, nah, just go to the KFC. If I could find a McDonald's that is isolated enough that it doesn't have chicken in, say, a 1 kilometer radius, then yeah, perhaps I would have it a little more often. There are way more McDonald's than anything else here. Huh. I mean, I guess here it depends. Because I'm talking about the inner city, that might be why. Is like it makes sense to have them everywhere. I bet out in the suburbs, it's definitely more spread out. But I mean, generally speaking, from what I remember where I grew up, out in the outer reaches of Melbourne, it was pretty much as I described, just they weren't that far apart from one another. As a kid, the only reason we wanted to go there to begin with was because of the toys. And then eventually when we outgrew that stuff, it was pretty much Hungry Jack's and KFC. Whatever had coupons. Whatever had coupons to, yeah, make it cheaper. Again? Okay, no, yeah, alright. Now you can definitely say that I get this often. I had this yesterday. Okay. I get told that I have a lot of shooting star nights. I'm starting to see that now. This only happened yesterday. Yeah, I haven't been to Burger King for ages. Burger King is one of those ones where most of them are terrible, but if you find one that's decent, yeah, does the job. But most of them are not good. And I would bet, I don't know if it's still the case, but when it came to getting jobs, the bottom rung as a teenager was Burger King, Hungry Jack's. They paid the least. And followed closely second was the place that I worked at, the chicken place. They were a close second. And both were considered the worst fast food gets in Australia. At least, I don't know. Based on where I lived, I don't know if it was a national thing, but... Doesn't look like it's a heavy one, so... Kinda surprised no one used to work at McDonald's. McDonald's, as far as money I heard, was pretty decent. At least here it was like one of the higher paying ones. The pay was terrible, but not sure compared to the other fast food places. I mean, if it's anything like here, the tier was Burger King paid the worst, then it was the chicken place that I worked at. McDonald's was the highest, and KFC was like somewhere in the middle. I mean, there's a lot more stuff nowadays, but that was how it went. If you were at McDonald's, you were kind of being paid as good as fast food paid. Not as good as retail, but you kind of cared a little more about your job when you were at McDonald's. It was minimum wage, but they usually try to give raises to get people to stay. Yeah. I mean, when I left the chicken place to start working more at Kmart, I was working the two jobs because I wanted a Wii, and so I was working both the jobs. But then when that was done, I was like, okay, I'm quitting. And the area manager called me and was like, yeah, we don't want you to leave. How about we make you a manager at the store so then you get paid more? And I was like, but that's going to be more responsibility, right? And he was like, yeah, but you'll get paid more. And then I asked him how much. He told me how much. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm making that as a trainee at Kmart. And in like 3 months, that's going to go to a lot more than what managers make here. And I'm going to be selling video games at a counter with music. I think I'm good. It's just there was no like universe where he could offer what like baseline Kmart rates were. And that's the thing, like people at fast food work really damn hard, man. And often have to put up with way more shit. Yeah, it's pretty common, people leaving fast food to go retail. It's like... it's the next rung up. And because I was a teenager, it was like there was an age bracket that determined pay. So, you know, a manager in the highest pay bracket at fast food. Can you get out of the way? A manager that had hit the highest pay bracket, which I think was at 21 from memory. That's when it's just like adult, effectively. Me as... how old would I have been? I would have been like 17, 18. At Kmart was earning more than them. As a non-manager. It was just, man. Retail had its own set of problems, but at least I didn't come home smelling like grease and chicken and having my shoes slowly but surely being eaten away by grease. We started work, adult was 22. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember. It was like a long time ago, but I know that age brackets were a thing. It's like every year you went up a bracket until you hit a certain point and then it stopped. Do you know what the worst part of that place was? I would always hear about the staff discount at McDonald's was really decent for what it was. The staff discount at McDonald's, I heard, was always decent. The staff discount where I worked at that chicken place, it was 10%. So you were saving cents, basically, which was doing nothing. Like it wasn't anything. And they talked it up like it was such a big selling point of working there. I was like, yeah, you get the staff discount. Started on £4 an hour. I started on $5.50 Australian. That was when I was 15, so it was like, that was minimum wage back then. I think that's changed significantly now, like it's a lot more now. I feel bad for kicking out Lolly. It's so happy and polite. And here I am, I'm like, no, I need to get a different cat. Started at 7 and thought it was so much money. Nah. I guess I didn't think $5.50 was a lot of money because I had friends working at McDonald's and they were making more than me. So relative to, I guess, that experience of other friends working fast food that paid better, yeah, I knew I wasn't getting paid well. But the one thing was, you know, McDonald's was always really busy. Whereas in where I worked on Mondays and Tuesdays in particular, it was quiet. It was so chill. Fridays are always busy and Saturdays, and I ended up working those because they were the most fun. But if you wanted a chill night and you got paid for kind of just standing around and having an order appear maybe once every 15 minutes, yeah, Mondays were where it was at. I mean, sometimes it's not about the money. Sometimes it's about being in a place that, I guess, one, you're comfortable with, two, you kind of get along at the very least with your coworkers and there's no tensions. And sometimes, yeah, maybe a lower paying job is the choice in that regard. Guess we're going swimming. You knew people in call centers getting more, but you didn't want to work in that environment. I think every single person I knew from school that started work in a call center, they burnt out within 2 years and left the place. Like, the places they worked at had a pretty bad turnover rate of staff. I mean, it also depends. Like, if it's inbound, it's a little better. But if you do anything outbound related, good luck. Nah, me, it was just fast food and retail. And the retail was starting off at just general checkouts. And then eventually moving to gaming and music, and that's where I stayed until I graduated university and found myself a job in my industry. Be surprised if you still have call centers in this country these days. I mean, I bet they still exist. Because sometimes there's contractual obligations, particularly if it comes to government entities that you have to have onshore. But I would imagine most, like, telcos and that sort of thing probably wouldn't. You worked at clothing retail and hated cleaning the mess people made. Oh yeah, no, clothing department. No, thank you. I saw what would happen at Kmart. Dude, what people would do to shoes, I wish I could, like, show you pictures, but, you know. The ungodly things people would do to shoes. It's just kind of crazy. Like, ripping them, staining them, like, you name it. Just anything you can imagine. Before actually purchasing the shoe. It's like, how does this even happen? But then also, you know, placing stuff randomly, having to fold all the clothes back up. Nah. You always feel so guilty when you pick up a shirt to see what it's like and you don't want it, but then you can't fold it up properly. Yeah. I do hope not to hyperventilate as I regale you with the spider crab's qualities. But I would be remiss if I did not point out that this, the largest crab on Earth, looks like a giant spider. Arachnophobia aside, this crab is a magnificent creature to be sure. Though they can grow up to 12 feet from claw to claw and weigh up to 40 pounds, they are said to be docile. In fact, these gentle giants love to hide, attaching seaweed and sponges to their shell as camouflage. Okay. Racks and racks of clothing to put back, yeah. I mean, I've had two experiences. It's like, one, I have had family work cleaning jobs. And me personally, I have worked fast food and retail. And so those experiences, you know, have rounded me as a person that's like, man, people work really fucking hard in those industries, and I don't want to be an arsehole to them in any way. So, you know, if it's in a food court in a shopping mall, for example, I will take my tray back. I will put the trash away. It takes me, you know, very little time to do that. I don't leave junk and rubbish like on the tables or anything like that. It's very small effort. It's the same with fast food because it's either family, friends, or myself having to clean that shit up. And it's not fun. It costs $0 not to be a dick. Yeah, kindness is free. Amongst a lot of other things. But yeah, I mean, perspective changes when you see people working those jobs for you in particular. Or you having to work those jobs for yourself. It's just, yeah, perspective. You and your friend went to a store after the movie and you ended up helping fold all the pants on the display table. That's very nice of you. Oh, right. There's also nothing worse than having to clean that stuff up before the store closes. You know? And you just want to go home, but someone that didn't take the 30 seconds to be a decent human being, and then there's like a large group of those people. So then you're kind of having to clean up and stay back to make sure stuff gets done. It's just, yeah. And you're a teenager, so you don't have your voice yet to speak up. To be like, I'm not staying back, but... yeah, I wouldn't want to do that to someone who's just trying to make money for themselves. What? You're still a teenager? Why? No, I mean, not having a voice to speak up as an adult, that's a different thing. I mean, I think my voice has gotten quieter as I hit my 30s. Sure. I mean, I'll probably do a knock-mile thing. It's funny because they have double D and they have double die as well. So they're doing both. Okay, well this one, if this is anything but higher. There you go. Good. No, there's no way. I think that's it, yeah. We can go now. I want to see a villager be like, no, you're not going anywhere. I want to see this for myself. Seashells. I'll get some out. Oh, I thought I had more. Oh well. I think the only annoying thing I used to have to do in the gaming area was just... And this was just kids, so it was like, whatever. But just the game boxes kind of being shuffled and out of place and that sort of thing. That was pretty much it. But that was usually attributed to just kids, so it was kind of easier to let go. Outside of that, was pretty alright. Besides from the occasional having to deal with someone that bought a game and was like, this doesn't work on my console. And, you know, they'd hand me back a PS3 game. And they'd be like, okay, what console do you have? PlayStation 2. I'm like, okay, this isn't going to work on a PlayStation 2. Why not? It's like, because this is for the PlayStation 3. Well, it should work on the PlayStation 2. Well, sorry, Sony didn't have the foresight when they made the PS2 that 10 years in the future they would make a PlayStation 3. Just the amount of times I had that conversation, dude. Someone buying a PS3 game and it didn't work on their PS2. And the boxes of these things were different. It was just... I mean, I was a teenager. I did not hide my sarcasm for a second. December was the worst because they changed the hours to stay open later for the holidays. Do you know what was worse here? I don't know if it was a case everywhere, but I mean, maybe because here, okay, so here, the end of financial year is in June. So June 30 is like the end of the financial year. So in June, they have sales, which is like end of financial year sale. And Kmart in particular would do the toy sale. And during that, that's when parents would get presents for their kids because they could do like a lay-by. And, you know, in a certain number of payments, they could have it paid off for Christmas. So that event was like bigger than, I'd say, Christmas, really. Christmas, though busy, was nothing like the June toy sale. That shit was hectic, and we had extended hours as well. You hated layaway. Why? I never had to deal with it, so just curious. I never worked in that department. But the PS3, it's no surprise that wasn't the one that you owned, because that was the most expensive one. The old $599 US back then. We got ours for free, and it was like a TV deal, but this was like years after it released. It came with a TV. That thing was ridiculously expensive. I'll get more lanterns so I can gift them. I mean, I have one now just because retro stuff. And there are a lot of games that are kind of stuck on the PS3. They haven't really had a release outside of it. That's one of those things where, like, people talk about the Switch being overpriced, the Switch 2 being overpriced, and Nintendo are evil for pricing it that way. And it's like, dude, Sony did something equally as bad back then. I think Microsoft did something similar. Like, everyone's done something to that extent. It's just people have bad memories or weren't born. $599 back then was actually insane. Because the people you worked with were idiots and would put down the location of where the stuff was, but didn't put it there. Oh, okay. So it's more the people you work with than just the actual idea of layaway. Disorganization. But I suppose that would be a problem, I would imagine, anyway. It's just something being put away for ages and then you have to retrieve it. I can't imagine where I worked at Kmart would have been much better. But I didn't work that section. That might explain why sometimes they had massive lines, actually. During that toy sale, I think we had like a dedicated person ferrying the stuff to lay-by. I kind of had it chill because during those sales, the manager wanted me to go around and talk to people, basically, because I knew my shit. So seldom, aside from when it got really, really busy and they needed like more manpower on the registers and kind of having the orders moving along. She would explicitly say to me, like, you're not on the register, like, you're talking to people. Talk to customers. I'm like, all right. Easy, done. And a lot of the time was just recommending games or music or movies. Pretty good gig for a while. It was only allowed for a month? Really? Man, that's very short. I think for us it was 8 weeks base, and then for the toy sale thing it was specifically until Christmas. How long was I there for? 5 years? Something like that. Through my teens, pretty much. Do people generally understand that places have different sections and workers only work that section? You feel people here don't understand that and will ask anyone from any section things they don't know about. No, it's the same here. People think that me, a 17-year-old boy working retail just to make money, knows every single one of the products that is sold at this place. All 2,000 plus products. Yes, I am an expert in fashion, music, electronics, computers, automotive, groceries, garden supplies. This is why I'm here, because I am a man of the world at the age of 17 and am available to provide advice on all of these topics. Because teenagers are that worldly. So I apologize to you, the customer, for getting frustrated, for me not knowing the answer to your query. I should know better. As someone working at this place, we should be familiar with every single product we sell across the broad range of categories that we offer. I'll take time from my education to make sure that I am knowledgeable in everything this store sells in the future. Sincerely, teenage worker being paid minimum wage. You mean people don't cross-train? I mean, even if they did, it's just the expectation that a teenager would know everything, particularly at a department store that sells at least 8 categories of different things. The way I put it to one guy that got frustrated at me, he was like, you should know. And I'm like, okay, we have a makeup department. Do you think I should know about makeup? And he's like, no, exactly. Oh, well, I don't know anything about cars because I'm not into cars. And I work in the gaming section. I hate it when it tries to get you to plant stuff. Then I told him about makeup, right? Yeah, I told him about this brand that would give the perfect shade of red for going and eating a dick. It said so on the label, eating dick red. I don't know. I was definitely a pretty verbal as a teenager. Just, I mean, the thing was, I wasn't exactly rude. I didn't swear. It was only considered rude in the sense that, like, I talked back and kind of pointed out the logical flaw in what they were asking me for. I was being rude by disagreeing with the customer, basically. But I never really got into deep trouble for it. It was always just like, yeah, you know, he kind of has a point. And it was wildly offset by people filling out customer cards in the gaming department. So it was like, yeah, I mean... I think, to be honest, I think that saved my ass a few times. Those customer cards. It's just... It at least painted a picture that it was hard for some of the managers to believe that I could be rude to someone. Customer cards? Yeah, you don't have customer cards? It's like these little cards they fill in about their experience shopping at the place. And they can give compliments to a staff member, that sort of thing. Who helped them, blah, blah, blah. Anonymous customer cards. Like a survey. It wasn't even so much a survey, it was just comments card. Just, you wrote the person's name who helped you and then like a little sentence, and that was it. And then your manager might like share them and be like, oh, these are the customer cards you got this month. They weren't, like, customers didn't really fill them out that often. So when they did, it was kind of seen as a big deal. It was like you either got them because you were nice to someone and they went to the effort, or it was basically a Karen filling it out complaining about you. So it leaned more towards the Karen side of things, but for me, when it came to gaming, like I got quite a few that were just people being nice. I don't know if I can find this fish. Oh, that might be it. It doesn't mean anything. It's not like I get a pay rise or something. Or just some reward. It's just, yeah, someone said something nice and painted a better picture of the corporation you work for. Well done. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. For me, it was just, I guess, credit, you know? Where for every time I was like a sarcastic dick to someone being a dick to me, one of those customer cards saying that I was polite, nice, and very helpful counterbalanced that. Wow. I go with, like, you know, politeness and respect is earned. It's not automatic just because you work at a place. I mean, here they still do them, but they're online now. Like, if you ever go on... It's usually on the receipt. It's on the back of the receipt. KFC offer you, like, a free drink if you take the survey. And I was like, ah, haha. Okay, there's another clip. Thank you. September's gonna be a busy month. 20 minutes of me making noises in Silksong and then adjacent things. Do you ever work and see a customer get comeuppance? Like a very difficult customer just get comeuppance? There was once I saw that a customer was trying to get a refund, and they were getting upset that they were kind of slamming their hands on the desk. They were getting really, really aggressive. And by just, I guess, by slamming something on the desk, something went loose and hit them. They were alright, but like, you know, karma. Yeah. Another karma moment that I just kind of thought of. There was a guy from another school. I don't know what school he would have been from, but there was a period where he was turning up randomly to our school, would drive his car on the oval onto our oval, would do burnouts, kind of ruining the grass and everything, and just kind of yelling shit out the window. School rivalry. No one really gave a shit. I don't know why he did. And would just speed off, and it would happen every now and then. So, you know, one lunch, lo and behold, this guy, we hear the sound of his car coming. We're like, all right, here comes this dickhead. And he's on the oval, he's doing his burnouts, he's yelling his shit. Someone yells back at him, and it's like, oi, don't crash your car. And then, almost like clockwork, I don't know what the fuck he said back, but he lost control of his car, and he crashed into a fence. And he took the fence out. It was like one of these big wire fences. But, you know, the car was fine. There was a temporary fence, right? So it wasn't like a big fence. He was fine. There was no damage to the car. But he drove off. He sped off because he panicked. He was like, shit, I don't want to get caught. So he sped away from the scene. And, you know, he probably got a few dents in the car. It wasn't a horrific accident. It was one of these fences that you could take out pretty easily and everything would be fine. But here's the plot twist. When his car hit the fence, his number plate fell off of his car, his front number plate, and he didn't realize it. And so that's how they pinched him. It's like at the scene of the crime where the fence was, his front number plate had fallen off. Now you gotta understand, it's like, how could people not report his number plate before? And it was a case of, by the time anyone got there, he was already kind of long gone, and I guess people didn't want to rat him out. It was a thing where no one wanted to rat him out because I guess if word got around that he got ratted out, it would probably come back to the school, so no one wanted that sort of shit. It's like this lunatic coming to a school to do that. Nah, just let it be. If they catch him, they catch him. Don't get involved. But this way, yeah, his number plate dropped. So they had his number plate, literally. Yeah, I mean, it was a don't be a snitch sort of school. So. But it was funny. That's the way he got caught. Someone said, "Oi, don't crash." And to say something smart back, he kind of lost his focus and crashed into a fence, and then his number plate dropped. Australia's dumbest criminals. I don't know if we have that show. I've seen America's Dumbest Criminals. That was on cable quite a bit. When my uncle had it. Is oi used a lot there? Yeah. It's pretty regular. Usually if you want to get someone's attention, you go oi. But like, it's usually in a case of maybe the person isn't close to you and you want to get their attention, so you're saying oi. Or you've tried to get that person's attention once and they didn't listen, then you'd be like, oi. Reminds you of a pig, like oink. I mean, it's no different than a New Yorker going, hey! Or just yelling, hey. Yo. Yo, yo, yo. Hey, chuckle fuck. I've heard chuckle fuck. That one made me laugh. Chuckle fuck. In Norway, oi is used as oops. Huh. How do you get someone's attention? Like, is it just... What would you use? Just hey? I guess hey. It's pretty normal. Stink bug, I guess. Wait, what? I don't know how to read that. Doesn't help me. To me, that's just oi with an accent. Oh, yeah? I don't know. I'll throw some Swedish chef in there. It'll be close enough. The O is like the I in bird. So it's O. I wasn't that far off. I was just kidding. Okay. I'm going to forget, clearly. It's not going to come up in practice. I mean, maybe my brain will retain the info. You never know. Maybe subconsciously it did, because I mean, I'm sure Kat would have like used the word in Swedish that would have had that letter, and I would have said, I don't know how to pronounce that, and then she would have told me. I would have forgotten. Or maybe even some of the Norwegian people that I went to university with. It's probably a conversation I've had multiple times. But, you know, I took French in high school, and I don't remember a word of French. I think you even had this convo with me once before. Okay. Yeah. Probably. Doesn't come from a place of me not listening, comes from a place of me not remembering. Which, not listening is bad, not remembering is kinda, that's fine. We're only human. I'll forgive someone for not remembering. Not listening immediately after is fine for the most part, but sometimes it's not. What am I gonna sell to make this money? I think it's 20 the minimum I need. I haven't seen the bubble today, which is a little concerning. I was kind of hoping it would be today, so then it would be... I mean, it could still be tomorrow. It would mean a Sunday, but still... It has to be in the next 2 days. It has to land on someone. Wait, you don't really say the I in bird? I just did. I guess American. Brr. For you it'd be Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It'd be... Yeah. I guess it doesn't make sense because it'd be like, It's like you're growling at someone. No, but the way Australians and British say it, bird. It's like, Stink bug, knife jaw. No, but that's the man-faced one. It's not the normal one. Just pretend to do a British accent and then say the word bird. Your British accent is horrible. I kind of have to hear it now. Water. But that's not. That's just a single word. Like, try and do your best impression of, damn it, what's the name of that guy's name? John Oliver. Like, how would your John Oliver sound like? He had a TV show in America. It's like a talk show. John Oliver. He was also on Community as well. He's been around. He does stuff in America, but the guy's British. British guy with glasses. That's the only way I can put it. Comedian. Thursday. Yeah, it's D. Thursday. Oh, you know, you can do a voice like this. You'd have to be in a band. We're in a band in the 70s and we made a lot of hits. Like that. Are we not going to play high card, low card? They want a tour. I mean, that's the thing. Even if you give them a tour, there's nothing in it. Like, just standing here, I feel so much closer to you. It's almost as though I can sense your fond memories. Oh, you mean my fond memories of a fried chicken place? I guess. Okay, there's high card, low card, finally. Do you guys ever watch that movie Richie Rich and kind of want the McDonald's in your house? I wanted that except KFC. Okay, higher or lower? To no one's surprise, I wanted the chicken restaurant in my house if I was rich. Low? Nope. What are they going to say about this room? I've noticed one thing in particular. Your garbage bin. That one touch says a lot. You care about things that matter. Thank you. I care about things that matter. A meth lab matters? I'm convinced that I won't be able to upload this, by the way. If something that is kind of less egregious and on the nose gets banned, I don't know if I'll be able to upload this ultimately. Not with that room intact. Yeah, really, I think so. If it gets reported, and if something of lesser thing got reported, it probably will get reported. What was reported? There was a grave in the middle of the room, red lighting, and then a bunch of gyroids around the grave. And jail bars kind of locking them in. Almost ritual-like, I guess. Yeah, Aries. Aries, you know. If that's getting reported, what hope do I have? Mine's like... Yeah, I mean... It's certainly not the worst thing I've made in a game. I mean, granted, you can't get reported in Okami, but I bet I would have. If, like, the drawings got uploaded. I don't think I drew a single proper sun. Not once through that playthrough. All of my suns were phallic. And the game accepted it as, yes, this is a circle. How rare is this knife jaw? No PG? I don't think it can even be PG. That's the thing. PG is parental guidance. It has to be G-rated. But I argue this. There is a statue of a penis. Yes, it's art, but ultimately, there is a PG thing in this. So what, like, that statue is okay, but my meth lab isn't? It's not even a real meth lab. They're just making popsicles. They're making delicious blue popsicles in a basement with hazmat suits. Whoops. just blue ice cream. I think it's just blue water blocks. Can't be bothered. That can stay there. You know what's sad is yesterday I needed to find one and I couldn't find one. Today, that's the second one that's appeared. How rare is this? Hang on. What if it's not a question of rarity? What if it's not available? That could always be a thing. Okay, no, it's all day. I don't know then. Unlucky, yeah. I mean, just chaos when it comes to luck. That's all. I think I've got what's missing? The snapper. The snapper is the only other fish of that size that's missing. Oh, man. All right. So I might save and exit to menu and just to rotate the villages. Someone has to have the bubble over their head. I just haven't seen everyone walk. The important thing is figuring out who it is and seeing whether or not it's one of the ones that I want out. I haven't seen the stink bug either. I bet it's a thought just crossed my mind with my like story about the guy that drove into the fence in school. It's like, how could the guy not get caught? Okay, you gotta understand, I went to school in an era where there was no social media yet. There was no like phones having cameras, that sort of shit. So the only way someone could take a photo would be to pull out a camera and wind it and take a photo. And that's if that photo had the detail to kind of take a photo of the car whilst it was still in motion. It's like, I feel like that's the only thing that you could get away with is that back then. Someone taking a picture or like evidence. Old school camera phones, but that's the thing. I'm talking about a period where phones didn't have cameras. They were just phones. Yeah, that outs me in terms of age, but like, you know, I'm talking about the Nokia, like bricks. Not even, no cameras in them. Your cameras were crap. You had a phone with a camera. That's fancy. I mean, granted, I had a gaming phone, but I didn't pay for that. I won that. The taco phone, as I called it. Okay, I'm not ending. This is more just, I'm gonna do what I said. Let's just do this to cycle the villages. And have a different set of them walk around. I can't believe it's Friday. Like, what the hell's going on? I thought it was Thursday today. I think just the past day or so has been just busy. Don't, oh my god. Ken's wearing the caterpillar outfit. I need to get him to stop wearing that. It is? No, I mean, it's Friday for me now. It's Friday for me now. Remember, I'm from the future. It's Friday for me now. It used to be Thursday. Don't confuse you. What's there to be confused about? Australia is in a different time zone to you. When I'm talking about the day, I'm talking about Australia. It is Friday in Australia. I mean, this will still say Thursday, right? But that's not the time here. It's past midnight, so it is Friday. That'd be a funny thing to explain. It's just an Australian told me it was Friday, so I didn't turn up today. You have so much PTO time you need to take, though. Yeah. I'm kind of guilty of that myself. That's why I took 2 weeks off recently. I was like, yeah, I should probably use this. I'm gonna see if I can squeeze like an extra couple days over the long weekend, but I don't know. It's not guaranteed. Would be nice. You need to take 10 days. By December 5th? Man. I think that's wild to me that your time off expires. Shit. Here, not only does it expire, but if you quit your job, it gets paid out. If you quit your job or you get fired, either way, it gets paid out. It sucks because even though you're off, you still have to get up at 6:30 to get the kids ready for school. Yeah, I mean, that's just having kids. No such thing as time off. Unless you leave and someone's taking care of them for you. But even then, your mind probably still isn't off. I can't relate. I can only relate in the sense that I had to help with my brothers, that's about it, when I was younger. I don't think my niece counts at all because she just reads most of the time, or just plays a game, or just does something. Like, she's a good kid. I just realized the big fish is not what I'm after. I mean, it'll improve over time. Eventually they'll be able to entertain themselves. Or one of them starts keeping the others in check. Maybe. With, in terms of behavior. I'm just so unlucky. Just haven't found either. I haven't seen the stink bug. Well, this one's... Yeah, so what? Like, I don't understand. I may have to just plant the tree. I'm just not having any luck either of these two. I feel like I've been walking around in a circle for like 20 minutes and just haven't gotten anywhere. not working. I really don't want to use bait. Does anyone else get annoyed that the game constantly asks you to plant new trees and new flowers? Eventually you would run out of space. It's like, imagine you paid attention to this every time it happened and you left it there. Eventually you would run out of island space. Oh, thank you. Finally. Ugh. Yes, okay, I'm glad I'm not alone. Okay. Thank you, finally. I don't think that was worth the 400 miles. It's worth it if you can do it quickly. If it's up there for a while, it's just, man. You could have done other ones in that time and earned that amount and then some. I know why they don't do this, but it still doesn't stop me from wanting it, is being able to skip a certain Nook Mile goal, being like, nah, I don't want to do this one. But that would lead to people just skipping certain ones always. But sometimes it's asking you to find something and then you can't find it. I think if maybe they allowed you to skip it after, say, half an hour of not being able to do it, I think that would be okay. Limit it to 5. You could limit it as well, yeah. I mean, it wouldn't stop this one to grow. Like, these would keep popping up over and over again, but... Am I still here? No, I should be here. My internet earlier in the day was having problems, but it shouldn't be now. I didn't do anything, so just for the record, I haven't touched anything. I didn't do a thing. I didn't get up. I didn't even move. I'm still in my chair. I guess I could buy one of those items in that. I almost have 50,000 Nook Miles, so that's something. This is probably the most expensive item, right? Yep. And that as well, like cutting down trees. Stop. So the bubble hasn't appeared over anyone. Is it you? I know. Most likely, but chat, check in. Is everything fine? I mean, on my end, I'm not seeing any drop frames or anything like that. Everything is green across the board here. Everything is fine, but your internet sucks, so stream keeps pausing. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that that's happening because... I mean, I'm using the new Twitch streaming thing, so it should offer more qualities. And if it's pausing constantly when you're on, like, a lower quality, that's weird. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's rare that it is on my end. It does happen, but it's pretty rare. And usually when it does, I can see it in the streaming software. Like, it'll show. It's pretty easy to tell. I think I maybe have a problem once or twice a year, at most. The problems that pop up more is Windows Update doing something annoying. Like just deciding to change my audio setup and then the audio doesn't come through, so that's the more common issue than anything else. By the way, how is everyone feeling about having to be on Windows 11 in a month's time? Ha. They're totally gonna go through with that, right? The deadline is October, I think. Or end of October, so... The PC is too old for Windows 11. Yeah. I think they've eased up some of the restrictions that they had where just older computers could not get it. They were technically capable of running it, it's just that security requirement. Not every computer can fulfill that. Sell items, okay. You know what I've learnt? I've learnt something very important. So, apparently, and I don't know how it's decided, but, do you know how I keep talking about Windows 11 every now and then asking me, hey, let's finish setting up your computer, and it's like a series of steps where it like asks you, hey, we noticed you're not using Bing. Hey, we noticed you're not using Edge. Hey, we noticed you're not using Office 365. Like, that fucking horrible 10 minutes it wastes. I found that is a setting you can turn off so then it stops asking you that. And on some computers it's enabled by default, and on others it's not. But I found where the setting is. Everyone just wants to come over. Someone leave. But I found where that setting is and and I've turned it off. So it shouldn't do it anymore, but the last time it happened, right? When it got to the part about Office, I recorded it as well. When it got to the part about Office, it goes, hey, you can have Office 365 annually for this price. That was the first screen. I said no. Then the next screen was you can get a you can get a you can get a discounted rate if you do it now. And I said no. And then the next screen was, okay, you can use it. You can use the they have like a starter edition for free. There were 3 screens asking me if I wanted to use Office 365. 3 screens. and Microsoft wonders why people don't want to go to Windows 11. It's like the word of mouth on this thing. Thanks. Hang on, I have the video. I'm gonna look at it. Sent it to people. I'd show it now, but it has like a QR code thing that links it to my computer. Yeah, so the first screen is like, it's true, please enjoy 50% off Microsoft Office 365. Only $89.48 for the first year. I said no. Then it's like, get more cloud storage with Microsoft 365 Basic, $3 a month. No. Did you know you can use Microsoft 365 for free? It's just like, oh my god, dude. It's amazing. Well, that's the point. I thinking this guy keeps saying no, but has the setting enabled. I never set that up to begin with. And that's the interesting thing about buying things these days is like you get opted into shit that you never agreed to in the first place. It's like when you buy anything, you enter a marketing trail. Like, you never get asked, hey, would you like marketing sent to you? No, you get opted in. That's why everything requires an account. Dave's list. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still doing the nightclub thing. You hope he's doing well. Of the guy that I was just kind of just imitating, and you hope the guy from my bit is doing well. Seems like a nice guy. I mean, I would characterize him where like he's nice if you're on his good side. That's how I would characterize him. But I would say he has his fair share of kerfuffles, let's say. Yeah. I'd say the primary reason we got along was just, I guess we grew up in similar areas. So I could relate in that regard. I kind of went to high school with people that was similar to him. So... But I guess that was the thing, ultimately, is like... It's probably the reason I stopped going out and going to those kind of places, was just... I don't know, at a certain point you're like in your 20s and people are acting like it's still high school. It's like, ah. And as things get more expensive, $2 off entry doesn't really do a whole lot. That cheap watered down beer, I think it started becoming like about $6. It's just, doesn't really do a whole lot. Doesn't move the needle. I think some of the places were starting to charge like $25 as well for entry. It was just kind of insane. Just to get in and see if, yeah, you like the place, $25. I mean, 25 Australian, right? When I say 25, it's, yeah. It's like 13-ish US, something like that. Who's thinking? Someone had thought? I saw a thought bubble. Who was thinking? It wasn't Ken, I don't think. Weird. They must have... Oh, no. Was it Jeremiah? Let's just hang out here for a minute. I still haven't found the stink bug. This thing that is supposedly available all day. Not even... Oh. Okay, never mind. It's here. There it is. Hooray. Okay. Selling items. What's the hot item? I might be able to make some quick money that way. Floral swag and a pot. The pot is clay, so... This is what I've been waiting for. Except now I don't need the money. I probably don't need this. Get rid of some of the clay. Why not? I think there's a crafting furniture one. Let me have a look if that's something that might earn me some miles. I may as well get rid of this other stuff. That didn't make nearly as much as I would have thought, but okay. Alright. I think I'm good. A solid amount of time. I don't know what happened. I swear every villager was walking around. No one had the bubble, so... guess we'll see tomorrow. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, I just have to keep postponing it. The villager hunt has to happen on a weekend. But I guess now that Silk Song's done, it's less pressure. Anyway, that'll do. If you are checking this out later on the VOD's channel, thanks for sticking around to the end. Leave a like if you feel like it. And we'll do more next time.